Hey, it's Thursday, which means we're thinking like entrepreneurs, and today we're going to talk about to partner or not to partner. That's the question. Hey, it's Erin Smith of the Starters Club, and welcome to Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday, where we discuss the mindset shift of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. Today is a really important topic because I want to talk about business partnerships and whether you should get in one or not. Now, I am lucky enough, to speak from a lot of experience on this. I've had not just experience starting and building my own businesses, but I've gotten into a lot of partnerships. I've done a lot of deals, real estate-wise and business-wise, and partnerships, and I can speak from the good and the bad of a partnership. Now, one of the most important things to understand, and this is what I see so many people do, is they jump in. They're excited. They love this. It's great. We both got this great idea. We can split the load of doing this, and it's going to be amazing. But you have to remember, this is about as important to you as entering into a marriage. There is money on the line, and there's nothing that shows the devil side of a person more than money. So you have to make sure you are very comfortable with having the really difficult discussions with these people. You are really understanding and you know the level of who's going to do what the expectations are, and you are both on the same page of where you want this business to go. You know, I remember getting into a partnership one time, and here's the deal. You've heard this before, but I grew up on a farm, okay? I have no qualms with working insanely hard. So, growing up, I didn't get weekends off. I didn't get holidays off. I work and I have no problems with working. It's all I've ever known. So for me to get in a partnership, and I did, with somebody who was like, oh crap, this business takes some work. I've got this vacation coming up. I've got this family time I want to, and it was definitely on the other side of I really don't want to work. It was more heavy on that side versus I'll put in the work when I find the time. And obviously that was not a great partnership. We didn't talk about that at first. Luckily I was able to buy them out and everything was good. But you've got to have these understandings, like what's the work ethic? What's somebody willing to put into this? Are they gung-ho where they're like, I'm going to quit my job and do all this? Or are they not? And if they're not, that's okay, but you've got to have those difficult conversations. If you are hesitant in any way, shape, or form to have that conversation, just don't do it, okay? Don't do it, because it never becomes easier. The further in you are, the more there is at stake, the harder that conversation becomes. So if you're not comfortable now, it's never going to get easier. The second piece is really, if you're going to partner, make sure you're partnering with somebody who doesn't have the same qualities you do. You want to partner with your weaknesses. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of times, and I have a whole other video on this of focusing on the things you're not strong at, which you can't be strong at everything, so don't try. So when you look at, kind of take inventory of your weaknesses and your strengths, you want to hire somebody who's really going to be a great complement to you. So who is somebody that you can fill in to help? So maybe you're the technical person. Maybe you can build the stuff. Maybe you can do the nitty-gritty, but you're not great at sales. So instead of partnering with somebody who's also good at the nitty-gritty, find somebody who's great at sales who can balance that out for you. So it's another really great way. But again, communicate expectations. Know what you're expecting from them, what they're going to work, what they're not going to work, and move forward. Partnerships can be a great thing. You've got half the money, the initial investment, half the work. It can be a really, really great thing, but I can't stress enough how to communicate and get that. So the third thing is, we talked about, really having the hard conversations, getting somebody who's a complement to you, not on the same page. And then third, if you're going to partner, it goes in line with the difficult conversations, but really understand the roles. So I remember getting into an investment situation with a company, and it really wasn't clearly defined. I put money in. I was living far away. I could not be involved in the everyday business. So it had to be understood that, okay, I'm just a silent investor. I can help where I can, but I'm 1,000 miles away. I'm not going to be able to benefit as much as the investors who live next door. So I had to put more money on the table versus the sweat equity. But it was very clear that those expectations were set when I came in. It has to be the same way with for those that enter. Who's going to do the work? Who's going to do what? Is there somebody who's going to take the majority of the work, and therefore do they get a higher stake in the business? All of these things have to be extremely clear. You can't just go in, and this is what I see so many people do. They go in, we're best friends, you're amazing, I'm amazing, we're gonna be doubly amazing together, and let's just figure it out as we go. And there's no really set expectations of who's gonna do what, of where you wanna go, and all those things. So have the difficult conversations. That's just a gauge. Like, can I talk in really uncomfortable situations with this person? Have we got that communication down? This is a marriage, understand. But then on the other side of that, define those expectations. So don't shy away from partnerships. It's not a bad thing, but just make sure you understand it's not a puppies and rainbows situation. You know, it's not like you set the LLC or the S Corp and, you know, everything just comes and aligns together. It's a very, very hard process. But like I said, I've seen a lot of partnerships work extremely well. I've had some work well myself, but I've also had a lot of failures. So it's the uncomfortable situations that are really, really important. And if you're not there, it's not time to set into a partnership. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any business partner stories, would love to hear them, or tips and tricks that you've used to grow successful partnerships. Again, post them below. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Thursday, where we think like entrepreneurs. And this is Erin Smith, where I believe everyone's got it in them to start a business. You just got to get started.